Welcome in, everybody, to Fantasy Pros MLB. This is Leading Off Live. It is me, Joey P. Joe P's up here with me, of course, is the Welsh. And it's all of you, our friends, the Peanuts and the Cracker Jacks, right here on our Twitch, twitch.tv/fantasypros. That's the place to be, Monday through Friday, every single day, noon Eastern. And, of course, you can watch us back on the YouTube channel, Fantasy Pros MLB. I highly recommend watching yesterday's Q&A episode. Hilarious. The Snark Knight was there. There was some prospect glazing. So many wonderful things going on in that program. It was very entertaining. We had a good time. We hope you had a good time as well. Don't forget to like this stream if you like good times and drop your comments below. Follow us on Fantasy Pros MLB and you could win this month's giveaway. It's the Juan Gonzalez jersey for a couple more days, not many, from pristineauction.com. That's the place to go to get all the best and autographed helmets, hats, jerseys, and so much more. Again, I love Pristine Auction. I got a bunch of stuff in my office from there. Go check it out today. And again, follow us on social media, but make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel, Fantasy Pros MLB. This is the way to get that jersey. All right, Welsh, we got a lot to talk about today. I want to start in Tampa, though, because something happened yesterday. Taj Bradley happened, or maybe didn't happen. He lasted just an inning and 2/3, gave up 4 runs. It was brutal. And now it looks like Bradley's out, getting sent to AAA, and Joe Boyle might be getting his opportunity. It's been a long time. We've been waiting for Seymour or Boyle. Looks like we're getting Boyle now in this rotation. So what do you do here? Keeper leagues, redraft leagues, dynasty leagues with Taj Bradley, and then we can talk about Joe Boyle next.
Well, I don't think you do anything with Taj in a keeper league. Like, if you're alluding to, do you just cut bait? I think it's still like a little bit too soon. It does hurt, though. It hurts a lot more in like a I'm winning right now keeper league format that maybe you're trying to move off of him. Is pretty brutal. He went to his 4-seam more. There's a lot of discussions about the cutter split finger. He just dropped the usage of the split finger this year, and it became a lot less efficient, as a matter of fact. And then throwing that cutter more, that just led to a much higher batting average, giving up a 40-point batting average increase against his cutter. So that also became less efficient. This is another crazy one. Every single pitch that he threw had a lower whiff rate than the previous year. So every pitch was a little bit less effective in the whiff department. And for the most part, batting averages against went up across the board outside of his curveball, which he threw less. So just super inefficient. They kind of gone through this before with him. He has a little Brandon Pfaadt in him where he'd have these amazing starts and then you have just his absolute blow-ups, and they just had enough. They're trying to compete right now, so he's got to get this fixed. They're going to have to change the pitch mix. I don't know what it is. I kind of think it's going to be cutter stuff again. Same thing that got him sent down a couple years ago, but it's pretty bad. Long-term, he's still young. Kind of don't want to like completely give up. Redraft. See ya. Peace out.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I'm hoping that you're, thinking that you mentioned a couple weeks ago, and that, you were almost prophetic in that sense. You said, I think Taj Bradley is going to be one of these guys that someday will go somewhere else, and when he's 28, 29 years old, something will click and it'll get right. And it's funny that it can't happen with Tampa, the pitching guru universe, but it's just some guys just are not meant for certain places or whatever's going on there. But good for the Rays. Interesting move this time to do it too, which makes you wonder, is Taj Bradley a guy, do you flip him for a bat? I'm sure a lot of organizations would like to get a good young pitcher like Taj Bradley. If they've become disenfranchised with him and they have enough pitching in-house, which they clearly do, and pitching is the thing that costs you the most on the market, maybe another offensive piece here for Taj Bradley. I could see that trade happening in the next couple of days.
And I was kind of dismissive of it a couple of days ago, but he had popped up in rumors that
I saw that same thing.
Taj, and I was like, I don't know, man. I'm not sure if I buy this. But
me neither. I was like, I don't know.
Now it's there. The only thing is like, this is what the Rays might get away with, because I think we look at it and we're like, man, his value stinks right now. But there is this just very like algorithmic process to trades and like controllability versus projected WAR and stuff like that. And it's just not quite as cut and dry as fantasy can be. So like Taj probably still has plenty of value on the open market compared to like what he would in fantasy. So that's why you could see him get moved. And it's probably not the worst thing in the world for them to consolidate, get him a new home, especially if they've already gone down this road of like, okay, we can fix him. And it's like, you apparently can't. You can't get this right. So yeah, I do think there's a possibility he could get moved, but we'll see.
Yeah. All right. A lot to get to today. This is a busy show. I'm very excited. Tyler Glasnow. I was so wrong about that K-prop home. I wish I laddered it. I got so just stoinked the day before by all the overs not hitting that I was like, okay, let me take an under. Let's go for a regular Tyler Glasnow game. And he exploded for 12 strikeouts. Unbelievable performance. He didn't get the win because Kirby Yates walked three guys and the eighth got out of hand, but eventually the Dodgers figured things out. But here's something interesting too. The Dodgers manager Dave Roberts said after the game that Mookie Betts won't be with the team on Friday's series opener against the Red Sox for personal reasons. So I'm just curious as to what's happening here with Mookie Betts. I don't know if we've gotten more information about that, or if you've heard anything. I know you have all the best friends in Major League Baseball, so you're a great source with these things. But I wonder if that's also part of what's going on here with Mookie. Are there other things like personal stuff? We talked about this with Christian Walker. We could talk about it with Mookie Betts. We forget they're people, and there's lives and things going on here for people sometimes, and sometimes that equates to what the struggles are. It's not always just at the ballpark. It's what's happening away from the ballpark. So I hope everything's okay with Mookie. He seems like one of the nicest human beings in the sport or in any sports. So
all up here. Yeah. Mookie does a lot of stuff. Yeah. Maybe he's a Hogan fan. You never know. I mean, he's a big wrestling fan.
I plead the Iron Sheik on that subject.
Yeah, you could tell. I want everybody to. Yeah, you could definitely tell as the big wrestling guy, Joe's feelings on a wrestler when a wrestler. You didn't open the show with it, but if people probably know at this point. But Hulk Hogan,
it's in the chat.
That passed away. And maybe he was a big wrestling fan. He's a big bowling fan. I don't know. I literally have no idea what's going on with Mookie Betts. By the way, outside of we've had continuous struggles. Here's what I do. We're gonna get something at the end of the season that's gonna be like. By the way, Mookie Betts was dealing with, whatever it is, like some crazy personal matter. Someone stole a bunch of money from him, or he was this injury that was floating around. Like it's going to be something along those lines at the end of the year. I don't want to call it excuse, but we're going to have something.
He had the issue in the beginning of the year too. Remember, he had the illness that he lost all that weight and he looked really frail. And that's what I remember. I told her, I was like, look, I'm out. I don't know what's going on with this kid. I don't know what's happening, but something's off here. Hope he's okay. That's all I hope. Jay Chow, this is really funny. Sorry for the long message, but you know what? We love the long messages because we get to rest our weary heads on them. So, hey Welsh, head-to-head points. I have an open starting pitcher spot because I dealt Burns to upgrade a position player. I hope it's position, not a POS player, to pick up Blake Snell, who's been out there since he's been in the IL and has looked awesome in rehab so far. Then I got thinking, Welsh, I worry about Los Angeles Dodgers pitching not getting 2 starts ever. I already have Glasnow, and I'm sure I want that hamstring myself, and 2 guys that will never get 2 starts. But then I picked up Snell anyway, or somebody else. Available, Trevor Rogers, Nelson, Giolito, Bieber, Painter, Schlittler, Zebby. You know what, Chow? You're going to get 5 starts out of the 5 quality guys every week. They're not going to go to a goofy 6-man rotation for very long, if it does at all. That's my prediction. And Glasnow, look what he did last night. And if Snell can do those same things, well, I fell off the question there for a second.
You want Snell. That was crazy.
You want Snell. You want Glasnow. You want all of those things. That's what you want in your rotation. Those other guys, they have medium to low. I mean, Rogers is interesting. I would add Rogers anyway because he's pitched so well. Forget Painter. Giolito's been good. Zebby, no. Schlittler, again, I can't depend. It's Snell by a long shot. Snell and Glasnow, take the quality, Welsh. That's what I say.
Yeah, I mean, I was too busy trying to hold on to the message the whole time to understand what it was, but I trust.
It was like a rambling musing of feelings, but that's okay. We're here for you.
We're here for the chaos. This is a chaos show.
Yeah, man. Under 500 characters. This isn't Twitter. It's like, geez, we gotta get those.
Chow gets a full pass because he did apologize.
He apologized immediately. After which I love. We love our peanuts and cracker jacks. All right, some good performances yesterday. Starting with Sandy Alcantara making the headlines. Look at him. He's like, please get me out of Miami. A 7-inning performance, 3-2 win over the Padres. He looked very good. I didn't get to see this start live because it was during the day when we were working and we were doing shows. But I did watch a bunch of the highlights last night from it because I wanted to see how he looked. And, he got out of a big spot at the end in the 7-2. To me, that was the most impressive thing. It's like, okay, at the end of this 7th inning there, he had something in the tank to make the right pitch at the right time, and he got out of it. Very strong performance. I think that was enough where teams are back in on Sandy if the Marlins want to deal him. I think it was enough.
Yeah, again, going back to that that whole idea of like, what we see in fantasy versus real life and valuations. I do this a lot, but hat tip, Lance Brosdowski did a really interesting series the other day where it was breaking down trade chart valuations and how teams, they have the surplus of money and they're attaching war and how it all kind of works out and how trades end up being put together. And he specifically did like this 10-minute thing on Sandy and how the evaluation would work. And it is a really weird process because of arbitrational years that are still in front of him and money that's owed. So I say all of that because the production has just not quite been there. But then what did we see in this last start? Where teams are going to now have to get in their final offers, theoretically, that there's not another start. His velo was up. We saw his fastball, his slider, both significant, not like 0.2. We're talking like mile per hour up. So you saw velo up. You saw great production, no walks. That to me was like, as I think I've said on the live stream, this is my last start in this town. I'm going out blazing. And that's what he did. 7 innings, 4 strikeouts, no walks. Velo is up. It's everything that any team would want to buy on him to have. And it's also, I think, what you and I had said yesterday. I'm interested in trying to get him right. I think there's plenty of spots where he's just like floating around. People have cut him because he's going to get traded. Like he's going to get traded. And the destination is going to be like a pretty phenomenal spot. And if we see what we saw yesterday continue on, Sandy's going to be a great second half guy. There's no guarantees they will, but he was able to, boost that thing up with velo and production that I'm willing. And the changeup too, man. The changeup is kind of back with it. Over 30%.
He had the feel. It looked like he had the feel back. And now look, maybe that's something that's going to be spotty, but I think it's something that because he has another year of control, if the Marlins want to push, I think a team that's desperate or really wants to just get right in there is going to make a move. I really do think that. So we'll see how that goes here in the weeks ahead, or week ahead, I should say. Nick Lodolo, another terrific performance from him. Complete game shutout. Great job by him. Quinn Priester, we talked about the Brewers rotation, 7 innings against the Mariners, 2 runs. Now, Cal Raleigh wasn't in there, but still very impressive. Vinnie Pasquantino, great day for him. 2 homers and a double. Seth Lugo also pitched well in that game. 2 runs, 6 innings. More on him in just a moment. And Sean Manaea, your boy, 5 innings, 1 run, 2 hits, and a victory against the Angels yesterday. Yesterday, also in the transaction world, Erick Fedde designated for assignment. This is the first of many moves to come for the Cardinals in the next week. They will be sellers very, very soon. Rookie Lookie time. Colson Montgomery, 2 days in a row, baby, hitting homers. How about that? Chandler Simpson, 3 for 5 with a walk, 3 runs scored, and a steal. I love me some Chandler Simpson. Can I just say that out loud? I just want to say it out loud. Where does Chandler Simpson go next year? He gives you runs. He gives you batting average. He gives you stolen bases. He's not going to give you power. He's not going to give you RBI. So he's a 3-category player, but he's a really good 3-category player depending on where he lands in the lineup next season. That's the key. If he's hitting 1 or 2 next year, where do you put him in drafts?
I think
top
he goes
100, right?
Low. Yeah, both of my versions are going to be top 100. I think he goes as low as like 90, like I'm gonna say like 90 to 110, like somewhere in there. Sometimes in baseball, I feel like the 100 range is like the wheel, you know what I'm saying? Where people like will start taking some shot. Like I feel like that's a spot, but I think it can go as high, excuse me, as like around 50 to 60. And the reason I say that is like Nico Horner from a couple years ago. Remember, Nico is a straight 3-category player, and because of those stolen bases, he was going into, I thought it was too high, by the way, but it was like in the 50 range. I think he could go as high as the 50s, as low as about 100, and I think it's somewhere in that window. And I don't know if there'll be a consensus. It's going to be dependent on, is anyone willing to take the risk of losing the homers and RBIs? If someone trying to make sure that they get the elite stolen bases, whatever that looks like, it'll be somewhere in there. But either way, I think it's a top 100.
I love him in head-to-head roto categories next year. I just love the player. Like he wins you steals by himself. I picked him up in our FantasyPros league, Welsh, and literally he just won the steals category for me for a couple weeks. Like just Chandler Simpson. I had a couple of guys that Jose Ramirez on that team, but like he's such a win in those leagues. He's worth a little bit of a premium in that head-to-head version for me anyway. Let's go to Mitch's question. Your thoughts on Lindor rest of season? Will he turn it around? Of course he will. He's an all-star, fantastic player. He already had 2 hits yesterday. It's going to be fine. Guys go through slumps. It's fine.
Of course, but like he's going to.
No,
I agree with you. Like there's some stuff, if you're looking, like he's had some pretty significant decreases in like his barrel, his hard hit is going down. But obviously if your hard hit's going down, your average exit velocity is going to go down as well. Like those are significant enough, but you got the thing you're trying to figure out is like, is that the new permanent, or is that just like, something that can be rectified for the rest of the season?
He was a streaky guy even when he played for the Guardians. He was a bit of a streaky guy. Like, it's just like this sometimes. But when he is on, man, I mean, you saw it last year in September and October when that guy's locked in. And look, I'd rather him slump now if you're a Met fan, or you want him to slump in August and July, not in September and October. But he'll be fine. I'm not concerned at all. JJ Wetherholt, one of my favorite prospects, again, that class from last year, special. 2 home runs at AAA Wednesday. Welsh, do you think we're going to see JJ Wetherholt after the Cards retooling in August? I think you might. I think you're going to see him by September at least.
I want to say no, but if you give me September, yeah, maybe, because he's moved up pretty well through the system. I love JJ Wetherholt. He's a trippy dude because he's got a little bit of a thicker body, shorter guy. To me, he's got some Corbin Carroll approach in his game, not as significant of power or stolen bases or anything like that. But, like Wetherholt seemed like this really great option if you missed out on Bazana in the draft last year. And, so many of those guys have been so good, and, the Nick Kurtz and stuff, that Wetherholt gets forgot about. But being able to move all the way up to AAA right now, hitting at every single stop, I think says a lot. Still a little bit uncertain because of the sample size, what his fantasy outlook's going to look like, but it might just be a little bit of everything, not a ton of it. So, what is it? Master of none, whatever. He can do a little bit of everything.
I don't know, Welsh. What is it?
No, I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it.
A jerk of all trades, master of a few. Is that no?
Something
Jack of all trades.
Yeah, there you go.
Master of none. Yeah, it's funny because he is a little bit, like you said, size-wise, a little different. But I love the swing. I like the approach.
Yeah, big bat speed. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, like he's a contact guy. That hit tool that gets sometimes, I think, a little bit, thrown around too much. But like, I don't know. I like JJ Wetherholt a lot. I think he's a guy who's going to hit at the major leagues. I think he's one of those guys who's just like a hit machine guy. And I love those kind of players. Especially if you love in points leagues, love Wetherholt in points leagues.
Well, and the thing that's trippy about him too is I kind of thought he was going to be a guy we'd see in the AFL, but you don't usually see AAA guys get to the AFL, especially at this point. If they're at AAA right now, September is a likely spot that you're probably going to go into the majors. So that's why, like, if they really do dismantle this team, which I don't think they're going to go to a crazy degree, but if they dismantle some of these pieces and they open up a spot, I think getting the guys some run in September so they have rookie eligibility. Again, rookie eligibility. If you have that sneaky way to do that and hold it into next year, you can play the PPI game. They get a little bit of major league experience because what the hell are they playing for? We'll have to see. But I think it went from, if you would have asked me, I'd have said no, to like, it is a possibility in September. I don't think anything earlier than that. So you shouldn't like go stash him right now.
He also has a very level swing, which is a real throwback. So he hits line drives everywhere. I was just watching some more highlights of him just now while you were talking to. He's just line drive city, baby, all over the place.
He's a doubles dude. He's a doubles.
In a world where we're obsessed with launch angle, when you see this guy just hitting line drives everywhere with a level swing, it's just kind of cool to see. And like, he'll hit home runs too. Bryce Eldridge also hit home runs. He hit one yesterday in AAA Sacramento, so keep an eye on Eldridge. Yep. Kyle Harrison, who's been tweaking stuff. He's tweaking with the new pitch mix and all the stuff going on there. Some good results at AAA. 6 innings. Harrison struck out 5, walked 1 through 61 of his 86 pitches for strikes, so that's good. I think he could be one of these guys, too, that you do see eventually in that Red Sox rotation again this season. I want to see where he goes, and next year, that's somebody I am going to be going after aggressively. Like, you can start to, project out your sleepers or the must-have Joe guys of 2026. Like, this is my favorite video. And we're back.
You're doing that video, by the way.
I am.
We're having the fun joke here, but Joe will 100% be doing that video.
Yeah, well, she's gonna have that video. We're all gonna have.
Yeah, we're gonna have that video. We'll talk like this.
But seriously, hey everybody, it's Welsh and the Joey P. We're back
in the butt.
It's the Frogman. Frogman, what's going on? Ribbit. Oh yeah. But seriously. Kyle Harrison will be on that list, I can tell you right now. Roman Anthony was on the bench after going 1 for 9 with 8 strikeouts. He had been so hot, and then things went in the crapper for him. So hopefully a day off, a little rest, get back on track. Chase DeLauder, can't catch a break. Oh, Welsh.
Did you see my tweet?
No. Right hamate bone fracture, 6 to 8 weeks.
He had surgery. Misery. He already had surgery. There are 3 constants in the world: death, taxes, and Chase DeLauder out 6 to 8 weeks. That is... I just put my hand up here with DeLauder. Like, this is crazy town. And you know what? This is the Guardians' way, too. George Valera has been the same thing. Is nothing but hurt for years upon years. But This is bad luck. But outside of the luck, even though this guy hasn't made his pro debut, and I love so much of the skill set of DeLauder, this is Giancarlo Stanton, Byron Buxton, Jacob deGrom levels of injury that have not even touched the major leagues. Could it all fix itself? Maybe. But this guy has been hurt year upon year, season enders, 2-month stints. Just no matter what the skill set is, his value just goes so much more dramatically down. And this actually might be the slight little benefit to a guy like CJ Kayfus, because DeLauder is not even an option. Kayfus can play a corner outfield, and he can play first base. But this is like, I don't want to move off of it too much because I think he is talented, but like he can't play. Like he can play 100 at bats, and then he's going to hurt something.
I'm trying to think of other guys. Remember, it was a Daniel Espino. That was another guy.
He's with the Guardians too. He hasn't played in 2 years.
Yeah, that's right. He's with the Guardians. I forgot. Yeah, that's another guy. Oh, here's one from Game Over. Boyle or Bubba rest of season? Boyle, because he's going to be in the rotation right now.
If Boyle is actually in the rotation and has that spot, I'll take Boyle right now because you guys all know the deal with Bubba. Like, you don't even. Why are we asking the Bubba questions? You all know. I don't know. Like, what? Pirates don't know. I think they just flip a coin every single day.
All right, here we go. So we're taking a football question here. Just to remind everybody, we have football here. I'm just going to do this as a bit, and then we're going to go because it's funny. Because Proper Lee subscribed, and I want him to get his money's worth, or her money's worth, or their money's worth. This is the proper pronoun, is they, I think, in this scenario. Their money's worth. Is it worth reaching for Kamara in the 3rd round when K9 is available? I'm in a New Orleans league, so I doubt Kamara will be there in the 4th. 10-team PPR league, I would take Kamara. I want the PPR points.
Great question for a baseball stream.
And that reminds us that on our Twitch, we have our upcoming NFL schedule. Let's throw that bad boy up. We have it. There it is. Monday at 4, Tuesday and Wednesday at 2, Thursday and Friday at 5, right here on our Twitch, twitch.tv/fantasypros. There you go. I'm just here for the promotion, Welsh. That's it. That's what I'm here for. All right, let's get to some more of the rumors. Dylan Cease, after yesterday especially, 3 runs, 2 earned, 5 innings, can't catch a break. He's 3-10, but apparently the Yankees, Mets, Cubs, Red Sox have all kicked the tires there. The Cubs, I think that's a great move for the Cubs. I would do that.
He was 100%. A Cub, by the way. He was drafted by the Cubs.
That's right, but I would go back to that well. I would go back. Go do it.
I think it's hilarious. I think it's hilarious when those guys return home. Like they're the ones that traded him off. See you, Dylan.
Yeah. Mark Feinsand said that the Reds and Diamondbacks are talking about Suarez. He also said that the Yankees have interest in Ryan McMahon, but guess what? Joe Pizza said that, in April, May? I think June I said that, I'm pretty sure.
Like the McMahon's one been out there. I want to throw this out. Derek
Before
Hall,
anybody reported that, I said, watch, the Yankees are going to be kicking the tires on Ryan McMahon.
Well, ask for your credit. Go and ask everybody.
Give it to me. I want it all. Man, I take the L's. I own the Glasnow L at the top of the show. I own all the L's and I own all the W's. That's it. Just own
Derek Hall with the Diamondbacks confirmed on the Sports Talk Radio out here in Phoenix today that Diamondbacks are officially sellers. Like, we all know it, but there's this weird teetering. But like,
and Grayson Rodriguez is officially having problems with his elbow.
Yeah, that's fine. But like, with all the weirdness, this is management in the organization that confirmed that they are selling. Obviously, because you just got swept by the Astros and blowing another save. We all knew it, but they confirmed it this morning. So you are all but certain Suarez is gone. Gallen is gone. Kelly is gone. And Nail, I think all 4 of those should be
interesting. I don't know if they can get rid of Gallen. We'll see. Otto Lopez been rocking there, but debating picking up Matt Shaw or Bryce Matthews. What do you do here? This is from Cece.
We actually said that we had this like exact thing on the live stream.
This is a little bit different context though, because they've got Lopez and then but now it's Shaw or Matthews. Which one do I pick up for Lopez? It was just Shaw or Matthews together, but this is about moving on from Lopez.
I'm cool with like the one thing we pointed out yesterday was like Shaw has a really good run in a very, very small sample size because his July still sucks, but 6 games he is clicked and something is being found. So by virtue of that, like I'm interested, but Shaw's dangerous because what if they were to go get Suarez and they just say, you figured out the rest of the year and he's like a platoony type of player. But if he has the job the rest of the season, I think his skill set's the most exciting. I'm totally good with picking up him. And I'll bet you Otto Lopez doesn't get repicked back up if Shaw kind of disappoints. So I would go pick up Matt Shaw right now.
Oh, by the way, Matt just messaged me on Twitter who sent us that funny Rich Hill thing yesterday. He was so excited that we mentioned him on the show. I love that. This is our show. it's our show, but it's our show. You know what I mean? Like, we're doing it that way. That's the style we're doing.
We bring
this
people in, whether we give you compliments or whether we tear you down.
Or if you, yeah, I was gonna say, there's been a lot of scolding. If you watched the live stream yesterday, Welsh was in scold mode. One or two.
But also, like, I'll bring back the love.
He cracked open a peanut. De-shelled one.
No,
but all in good nature.
Yeah, I definitely de-shelled a couple peanuts. But
little de-shelling.
But then I was like, hey guys, now you're just an unsalted peanut. You're okay.
All I know is they were nuts. That's all I know. Oh, look, Riot's going to miss me during football. Well, look, go watch me on football. I mean, I'm doing football right now. I never stopped doing football. That's the dirty secret, is I do all the draft shows, all the mock draft. I host the NFL draft. I do all those things. It just gets to a certain point where preseason football just takes over my world. And it's tough. It's tough to do. I always pop in there on the baseball show, usually the last day of the season too, and just hang out. But I want you to support the show, even when I'm gone and when Welsh is not here hosting. Joe Arrico's done a phenomenal job this year. I believe Bubba's going to be with him, coming back again. Yep. Bubba's one of the guys that works for Black Book for me. Look, support the people, right? You know, this is our show, like I said. And when we're not here, those guys do an amazing job. And Joe Arrico's been a godsend this year, filling in for us when we needed him.
Make sure you come out in droves next week, because this is Joe's next week is Joe's last week.
Right.
So make sure you come out in big droves. And the Friday show should be amazing, because not only is it your last show of the season, but it'll be breaking down everything at the trade deadline. So that'll be awesome. And then we'll tell you next week about the schedule. But yeah, it'll be. Look at Todd. I'll still be around for some of them. Arrico, all that stuff.
Todd's right. I like the stream better when it's Arrico. He's a much nicer person than Joe. Yeah.
He's Canadian.
He's Canadian. Of course he's nicer than me. I'm from New York. He's from Toronto. Come on. Like, really? And will Joe Arrico get a background by the time you see him next on the show? That is the real question.
I think
it's been ordered. We've been told it's been ordered.
Michael Callie is going to have an aneurysm if he doesn't get some background here soon. I can tell you that.
Yeah. Wonky Penguin saying, remember the first podcast ever was the day Juan Soto got traded? That was our first
Remember
podcast.
when your podcast, that was your appearance. Was it? I don't remember that's what it was, but that sounds about right. Because I remember you and I did, Joe, we did like a breakdown video, I think, of Juan Soto when he got traded, but not first on FP, but first ever. I don't remember. Wonky, I gotta be honest with you. I thought you were on before that, but you know what she's talking about? I just realized you're talking about the trade to the Padres, aren't you?
Yeah.
Not the trade.
The Padres trade.
Yeah.
That was her first pod ever,
now it makes more sense. I was thinking the Yankees stuff.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you need a push to get on the pod, Kelly. And now she's the hockey guru around here. Let's do ups and downs. Rafael Devers, 2 homers. I mean, apparently playing that field really has gotten into Rafael Devers. It was DHing yesterday, but still was one game grabbing that glove. All of a sudden, he started to hit again. Royce Lewis homered. He's been hot. Welsh, have you noticed that?
I have noticed that.
You've noticed. I've noticed.
Both been very dismissive because he's in the. Dude, by the way, that's our Chase DeLauder comp. You want a guy that's always hurt. It's just Royce Lewis. Royce Lewis there's just like a ticking clock. It's 100 at bats. It's 25 games. And then it's like, got to reload and reboot and refix the whole thing. But he's up to 237. He was a huge old pile. He has a 298 average in July, 3 homers. He is not striking out at all. I am like wildly impressed because I have not paid enough attention. His expected batting average right now, short sample size, is 284. Best hard hit rate of his career, double-digit barrel percentage, almost best K percentage of his career at 13%. You know what? Take it back. I had no interest in Royce Lewis. I'm back in off of this month. He's going to get hurt again. That's okay. I'm back in.
I'm back in too. Well, if he's hitting, if somebody dropped him, pick him up, see what happens, stash him. Jackson Holiday is 14th home run. Now he's got 9 steals on the year. My bold prediction going into the year was he would be a 2020 guy. He's going to hit the home runs. Can he get to the steals, Welsh? Can he get there? I say no.
I don't know, unless like the Orioles just kind of like pull off the reins or take off the reins there, and he can just like they want to.
Or if he's got a clause in his contract for certain levels of stats, you never know.
Yeah, I don't know if they do that at like this age. Well, because he doesn't have like a contract. He's like arbitrational. Like he's making.
But he's one of those special bonus babies. He's the #1 overall pick. Don't they have weird gimmicks in there too?
No, not when you sign like your rookie. He's on a rookie contract. When you sign like a new deal, that's where you can be like, hey, I get 100,000.
Okay, I wasn't sure like #1 if there's like weird incentives because he's like a when you're #1 overall and you're a Boris guy, they do weird things.
Only if you're a Nepo. You only get that if you're a Nepo, which he is.
Well, yeah, I mean,
which you love.
I was going down the rabbit hole here. some of the all-time great players that never had major league success. Some great names on here. Mike Hessman of the Tigers. Oh, that's a good one.
He
Remember
was
Jake
like, I think,
Fox?
wasn't Hessman one of the like big home run minor league leaders of all
Oh,
time?
yeah.
I
Oh,
think
yeah,
he was a coach in
6'5",
the AFL a
240.
couple years ago. Yeah, nice
Yeah,
guy.
30 home runs in a season 3 times. Jake Fox, I remember him. He was an outfielder for the Cubs.
Kinda.
Remember Josh Fields with the White Sox?
He was the quarterback at like Oklahoma State, I think, too.
Cody Decker, that's another good one there. There's a couple of these guys here. Sean Abner, I remember that one. That was from my youth. Sean Abner.
I don't remember.
Oh,
Sean
yeah.
Abner.
Sean Abner was like those can't miss Mets prospects that guess what, he missed. Do you think he got traded to the, I want to say the Padres. I want to say it was in the Kevin Mitchell deal or something like that was going around at the time. I think that's how they got McReynolds, but I could be wrong.
When I think of Mets prospects, I only think of Lastings Millage.
Oh, Lastings Millage.
Yeah.
We wouldn't trade Lastings Millage to get Manny Ramirez.
Happens.
Let's do the downs. Luis Castillo, 6 runs. Only 3 of them earned, but he got up 10 hits, so he got beat around pretty good. Colin Ray, 6 runs of his own, 5 earned. And then Max Fried, another one, just sticking it to me yesterday. 6 hits, 6 runs, 4 earned. 5 in a third inning, so he didn't get my out prop either. Just fell shy there. 2 more outs. Ugh. Anyway, let's get to the injuries. So Hunter Green's back, sort of. 4 strikeouts, 2 scoreless innings Wednesday. Fingers crossed. Rookie level Arizona complex. Did you see him, Welsh?
No, well, no, because we were doing a show. We were literally, and that actually, it made me think. Someone probably asked that because maybe they saw it. I told you guys he was here. He hadn't been doing any throwing. They weren't sure, and then all of a sudden he threw yesterday in a game. But I was doing shows, and I had the live show, because I think he pitched at like 11 a.m. Over at the Brewers. I 100% would have gone had I even known or realized. But he did throw yesterday. I think he went 2 innings, 3 strikeouts. So that is a good sign. And that actually speaks better. So we have to backtrack what we said yesterday, where I was like, I don't think we see him in August. This tracks to maybe he does, maybe not even does another one here, but maybe he does like one more, goes up. I think you could actually now see him in early August. This timeline fits because he pitched yesterday. And I wish I would have went and saw him. That would have been nice.
All right, let's continue on with the injuries. Luis Gil, 5 runs, 3 in the third. I wonder if the Yankees think that maybe they can get rid of Gil. I wonder. Yeah, I don't think they love Gil. I think Gil's year last year came out of nowhere, and I think that his metrics last year, when you dig in deeper, they were not pretty. He was my biggest regression candidate going into the year in the Black Book in terms of pitchers. And we never got to see it because he got hurt. But I just kind of wonder.
You almost wonder if, like, because there's a lot of disagreement about, we're talking about the Yankees. There was a report yesterday, by the way, that the Yankees are kind of refuting that they've had any substantial talks with the Diamondbacks about Suarez. And they don't, like every team, nobody wants to give up anything. They want everything. But you almost kind of wonder, like, I think maybe the team floats, like you're saying, maybe you do float a Luis Gil, who really hasn't like helped or done a whole lot when guys like Schlittler are popping up and Will Warren has popped up. Like maybe they could use someone that hasn't done anything for their team the whole season over Schlittler. I kind of don't think they will because of young, controllable pitching and what they've seen. But maybe they do think
if the Marlins say, yeah, we'll give you Alcantara, but we want Gil. You do that trade for the Yankees.
You know what? Maybe
by the Yankees.
Yeah, it's probably tougher with the Diamondbacks, like because you could probably go and get Merrill Kelly and
I'm not. This is a Sandy Alcantara focused question. Sandy's a 2-time not a 2-time Cy Young, 1-time Cy Young winner.
What I would say, based on especially that breakdown I was mentioning about like how teams are going to value, it probably costs a little bit more. But I do think they're listening. If the Yankees want to trade him, like people are going to be interested in the trade market. I'm not 100% sure. They are, but maybe they have soured a little bit.
Finner brings up a good point. How often is the Rookie of the Year traded the next year? Good question. Let's go down that well. Felix Bautista went on the IL, so just FYI there. So he won't be getting traded for anytime soon. Marcelo Mayer came out with a wrist discomfort. That's not good. David Festa went to the IL with shoulder inflammation. Man, the Twins can't catch a break. Guess what, Welsh? A Roki Sasaki sighting. 39-pitch bullpen session Wednesday. Yay!
He is supposed to throw here next week. I won't be able to see it, though, because the Arizona Complex League ends tonight. Tonight's the last game of the regular season. Then it goes to the playoffs. And then the Bridge League doesn't start up, which is an instructional league, starts up the end of the week. So Roki is going to he's going to be free of me being able to see him, but it looks like he's going to pitch, which would probably be like Monday or Tuesday out here in the Complex League. And then we'll see if he comes back. If anybody cares. If a Roki throws and no one sees it, does anybody care? I don't know. I don't.
I'm asking if a rookie has ever gotten rookie of the year has ever been traded the next season. So it doesn't look like I can find one here. I'm sure it's happened. Baseball's been around a long time. There you go. Oh, look at this. Wonky found it. 1976 co-rookie of the year were both traded the next season. What? That's crazy. 1976 rookie of the year in Major League Baseball.
Isn't co-rookie of the year the lamest thing on the planet?
Probably.
I remember basketball. I always remember co-rookie of the years always makes me think of Jason Kidd and Grant Hill were co-rookies of the year. And it's like, pick a side.
All right. So was it Pat Zachary is one of them.
No, he says it right here. Or Wonky says it. Butch Metzger and Pat Zachary. Fake
Butch Metzger. Now, Pat Zachary I knew because Pat Zachary was the big piece in the Tom Seaver trade.
12th year in MLB The Show. These are fake names.
Yeah. But Pat Zachary was a big time pitching prospect. Big bearded
Pat
guy.
Zachary is trash.
Yeah, but he was the big linchpin in the Tom Seaver deal that sent Tom Seaver to the Reds for the Mets. The Midnight Massacre, as it was called in New York. Jock Peterson's getting his rehab assignment today. Ryan Mountcastle today as well. Dalton Varsho on Friday. And then Jorge Soler came out yesterday with back tightness. Matt Chapman was removed yesterday with an elbow contusion. And Nate Eovaldi said he's going to be back on Friday. When else is back? Unfortunately, it's the best bets
of the day.
With Joey P and the Welsh. I got to be better, man. The last 2 days have been rough. I cannot catch a break. It's a light schedule, so I'm just going to try to keep it easy today, boys and girls. I'm going same game for all my bets. Luis Severino has a 3 ERA on the road this year. Guess where he's pitching today? On the road against a weakened Astros lineup. No Alvarez, no Paredes. There's opportunity here. So give me Severino over 4.5 Ks at -138. Then give me Lawrence Butler to score a run at -110. He was getting a rest day yesterday. He'll be back in the lineup today. And then Nick Kurtz, who's been on absolute fire, getting an RBI at +135. You put all these things together, +490 in the same game parlay. Those are my favorite bets for today. Welsh, how about you?
Let's start with my boy Erick Lauer. This is juiced up. I usually don't play this juiced up type of number, especially on here, but it is a shorter slate. There's not a lot of stuff to love. I do love Erick Lauer, though. Erick Lauer has had over this 5 strikeout in 3 straight games and 5 of his last 6 games. So it's a little juiced up, but give me Erick Lauer over 4.5 strikeouts today. I'm going to also stick in that same game, Detroit, Toronto. I'm going to go no run first inning. Reese Olson and Lauer. We're going to go with no runs given up in the first. And this is a little dicey, but Padres plus money through a first 5. Yu Darvish, a little dicey. We've seen some good. We've seen some bad that's been floating out there, but I'm going to back him against the Cardinals. Sonny Gray is on the mound. He's got a 4 ERA. Cardinals have been just kind of sinking, a little sinking ship. But if I'm going to get that type of plus money to back the Padres offense and Darvish shows me the good stuff, I love that. So first 5 money line +130 on the Padres. Those are my best bets on a little short slate today for Thursday baseball action.
But not a lesser slate, just a tiny one. A tiny little cute slate. And bet that slate over on FanDuel, fantasypros.com/leading off. Bet $5. Again, $250 in bonus bets when your first bet hits. Only on FanDuel at fantasypros.com/leading off. And download the Betting Pros app. Use that promo code leading off so you get the premium tools for a week for free. Bet smarter, not harder. Let's take a look at the home run board. Joey got another one yesterday. Just want to say. So 32, I'm never going to get there.
You might have more than me at this point. I don't get Wonky,
what's the Welsh and Joey P total here for home runs? I don't think
I'm the Chandler Simpson of home runs in July.
By the way, some really funny stuff here in the chat just going on there. I just want to say, Welsh is at 27 home runs, apparently. So I'm not sure where I am. Todd the Jackass said, co-rookie of the year, worst sequel ever. That made me laugh out loud before. I thought that was really clever. Wonky's at 35. Has a real chance there, potentially. So you're at Welsh at 27. I'm at 25. So I'm not seeing the board this year.
As long as I'm better. That's all it's.
As long as you're better. And you are. You've been better than me the whole time. But, still a week left. So who knows? If I leave, this world better than I found it. I'm going with Nick Kurtz again. +285. That's my dude. So going back on the Kurtz wagon. He's red hot. Got some slap nut pitcher throwing today for the Houston Astros, so that's where I'm going. How about you, Welsh? Where are you going?
A lot of slap nut guys over there in Houston. I'm going to go with Mike Trout
right now.
Mike Trout, big bomb. Mike Trout going up against Severino, who's got a 5 ERA. That actually should, that's your game. Going up against Logan Evans, who's got a 3.8 ERA, but that is at home. Give me Mike Trout, big bombs, baby.
I'm going to create a new game. You know how they do your your stripper name is the first name of like your first name is like the street you grew up on, and then like the name of your first pet and all that stuff. You've heard this, right?
Yeah.
Let's do one with Rookie of the year you were born. It's like your alias. So my name's here.
So wait, what? I don't understand. I have to find the Rookie of the year.
I know. I have them.
Okay.
So 19th. I'm going to give you the example, so I know you understand, because I know sometimes your brain is slower.
Listen, I'm going to see the Fantastic Four in some hours here. That's all that I care about. Reed Richards, Sue Storm, Franklin, Galactus.
So in 1978, the Rookie of the Year for the National League was Bob Horner, Atlanta Braves with the curly hair, and Sweet Lou Whitaker. So I can take any combination of those names. So do I want to be Lou Horner or do I want to be Bob Whitaker?
Oh, you should be Sweet Lou. Wait, what was it? Sweet Lou, and then give the other last name.
Sweet Lou Horner. Sweet Lou Horner.
Sweet Lou Horner, baby.
So what year were you born, Welsh?
1983.
1983. So Ron Kittle of the White Sox. Oh, what a dork. And Darryl Strawberry. Oh my God, you could be Ron Strawberry.
Can I be a Strawberry Kittle? I want to be a Strawberry Kittle.
Done. Strawberry Kittle. That's it, folks. That's the show. That'll do it for us. But the story of the game goes on. For Strawberry Kittle, I'm Sweet Lou Horner. We'll see you next time, kids.
You have been mocked by Galactus.
I hope it's good. I want the full review tomorrow in the quality of the program.
It's gonna be amazing.
Brother.